Hello, it is Lord Hair where I am streaming some Unity game development today on my Killed by Dev channel. We are working on the 4D 2D 4X. I actually called one of my videos 4D 2X. Anyways, we are going to be working on that today. I just had this up and now I made it go away. I was looking at the project on my GitHub of what we're supposed to do. It looks like so today the goal is to fix all the bugs for the army movement, and hopefully that won't take so long, or too long, but it could take the whole 3 hours that I usually stream. Uh, and I just want to make sure. Last time I like streamed to the wrong account, so I just was double checking there. Then I can turn on my music too while I'm talking. Sisters of Mercy right now for some reason. Uh, Anyways, so we're gonna do that, and then I want to breathe some life into the game. What I mean is, currently, if we look at, for example, any of these counties, they're just boring. They don't have anything. There's nothing to them. They're just an outline. And what we want to do, so we probably should have done that first, is to make sure that there's something to these counties. So we want to like generate a population when it starts. We want to generate. That's it. Right now, we just want to generate a population, and we're gonna do this thing. How we're gonna do it is each state, we're calling them provinces. There's counties, and then there's provinces. Each state will have a capital. Like for Oregon, it's going to be Portland will be the capital. Obviously, that's not the capital in real life. And then in Washington, we'll have a capital of Cowlitz. And so in the game, like once you've captured this whole area, you'll get like some sort of bonus or something. For Oregonians, will like you more or something. We haven't gotten that far, but we'll set this up. We only have one county in Washington, but right, so that we'll make that the Cowlitz the capital for now. We'll make it Seattle probably when the real part, when we get to the real part. But yeah, so we want to breathe some life into the game, into these provinces. We also want to. So one of the things I've been thinking about is how like resources. So in a lot of 4X games, especially like CK3 and Dominions, for example, and these are the two games we're basing most of this off of. We're getting our ideas from, or even like Total War. There's no need for like to expand. You don't have to. You're just expanding because that's what you're a conqueror. We want to have like reasons to expand. Like you run out of resources, so you have to expand into another place. So we'll also put like I have an idea of how we can put specific resources available in each one of these provinces or counties. So like this county will have ruins and forest. This one will have coastline and forest, probably. A lot of forest up here. Forest and coastline. This will have like desert or something, and we'll probably do 3. We'll get to that. But I have an idea for that. And so then also when we play the game, because if we play the game right now, got to wait for this thing to do its thing. We click on this province and it just says the owner, the province name, and the population. We'll be changing that, to have a real number. This is currently just BS numbers that we put in here, but we'll generate a population, and I'm going to keep the population really low. And what I mean is like 10 people to start with in the Portland and the Cowlitz area, and then you'll find more populations through exploration. I like the exploration mechanic in I can't remember the name of the game. Man, what is the name of that game? Whatever. Dominions has something similar, but there's another game where you have to explore the province that you own to find special shit, and I want to do that in our game too. So anyways, back to this first thing, which is let's look at what we got on our. We're bug hunting today for the army movement. We should have probably done army movement later, but it's fine because after this, once we have the population appearing in the province, we'll be creating a real army at some point. Not today. So we have pausing time, fuck shit up. Oh, I wanted to add something too. Right? Read me. We don't have that in there yet. Put this over here. And I'm hoping we'll fix these bugs and we'll be able to push to main today, because I feel like if you look at the GitHub, Uh, if you look at the GitHub, it looks like, if I can get here, it looks like we haven't done anything unless you look at this other branch. Then we did something last week, and I wanted to actually do this yesterday, but I didn't have time. I drank some beer on Friday night, and it ruined me again. I just can't handle. I'm like an old man. I can't handle my booze anymore. So, and it's such a bummer because I was used to be able to drink a ton. Anyway, so pausing time fucks shit up. I don't remember what this said or what this means, and I didn't put any better notes, so that's something I need to improve on. Better notes for my issues. All right, so time is passing. Time is paused. I think it's talking about when we create an army. Oh, we have some weird. We probably should take that debug log out of there. So we select this, we right click, and it does the countdown. We pause time. That seems to be okay. We unpause time. Let's pause time again. That seems to be okay. This is telling us how fast we're going. Oh, well, we just went over when it should go. That was at 59. Was that because of pause time, though? Oh, look at this. This is a different number. These are supposed to be on the same. All right, let's see if let's do this again. What we're going to see is we're not going to pause time this time and see if that's a regular issue, because I vaguely remember that being a regular issue when it was at like 59 before. Timing that is hard. All right, we would have to do it at 49. So let's see if this move even works. Okay, so that worked. Let's get rid of this fucking debug log. It's filling up our log with shit. We might need it later, but right now we don't need it, so let's get rid of it. Yeah, we had 700 of them. Okay. And I upgraded Unity again since last time we did this. It still has some bugs. You don't own this county because we didn't select one. Okay, we got on there. We should be able to move to anywhere, actually. So what we want is 248. And it moves. Yeah, but then so I can click again and it will just go. So we got it. All right, so let's start with each. I know we got these bugs listed, but what is this? After the timer started, right clicking on the current county doesn't stop the counter. That's kind of what the issue we just got right there. After the timer has started, right clicking on the current. Okay, so that's a different issue. So let's test that one out, and we'll start with that one. Because I remember working on this. We create an army, we right click. Right clicking here should cancel the timer. Okay, and it doesn't. It doesn't do anything. And it does turn off. You can't right click elsewhere while that's going on. Okay, so let's see here. Do we have any debug logs that will help us? Not really. Gotta remember how this all works. So an army movement. I don't want to listen to this Cure song. It's gonna put me to sleep. I think we want a coroutine in the if statement below. There has to be a better fucking way to do this. Okay, so this is. All right, we were having like a close enough thing. I forgot about that. Turn off the ability to move until the army has gotten close to its destination. So that's working to a point. But what we also want to do, so if we write, I thought we already did this. If it's not equal to its current location to its destination, if it's not equal, it sets the start timer to true, and then it checks every minute. So this is instead of it, because it's an update, instead of it doing it every 0.02 seconds, it's going to check every minute. This is our forever timer. Cancel the movement if the player right clicks on the county the army is already in. So this is the part that does not work. If the army's start timer is true, and let's do this because I can't read that whole thing in one line. If the start timer equals true and the army's current location is equal to the army destination, stop timer. Stop timer makes this false. Is counting down is false. This will cause the army timer to reset. Okay. Will it really? All right, it is a bool. What is this? What? I think we forgot something here. We're just setting a bool under local. Oh, this is a getter setter. This might be our bug right here. The fuck? Shouldn't this shit say it's true or something? Uh, what is this called? Is time to destination set. So this is local hours. What is this doing in here? It's okay. This is just hanging out. This isn't even in local hours. This is just hanging out here. Okay, that's probably that's in the wrong spot. Was this private? Oh, we didn't even put that. I always type in if it's private or not. I know other people don't care, but I do, you know. Here's another bool without that in there. The fuck am I doing? I do notice that when I'm trying to do commentary when I'm programming, it's a lot more difficult. Uh, it's weird. Same with when I play video games. It's easier to miss things. Anyways, so we have this bool that's. Let's find this thing. I think this is our issue here. This will cause the army timer to reset. So if it's false, okay. So this is resetting the local hours and the local minutes. That's correct. Then it sets it true because we only want it to go through here once. And if it's close enough, if distance is less than or equal, or no, just less than close enough, current location. So when the army spawns, I think this could be an issue too. The army spawns. When does this run? Is move running? If move equals true. So move is going to equal true, because I think the right click used to work and then it stopped. If move equals true, and that's a local private. What does this say? If that equals the current, turn off the ability to move until the army has gotten to its close to its. Turn off the ability to move until the army has gotten close to its. Or do I mean when the army? I think this should probably say when. So let's see. Move, it's going to. So what is this thing doing? Its target position. is this big line of shit. The distance, and so this is the smooth damp, so this is the actual movement. And then when it gets, turn off the ability to move until the army has gotten, I think this should say when the army has gotten close to its destination. If this equals center, yeah, so this is going to, you know what we can do? I'm kind of switching what I felt about. So I usually like to put this big long line of shit in here. But we could put this. What do we got going on here? Army destination. Army destination. What is this? What is going on here? So generally, I like to put this big long line of everything so I can look at it and decipher it later. But I've lately, when in my other game that I've been working on, I've been not doing that as much. I've been making a variable for it. And someone was saying it's less bug prone because you don't accidentally have a typo in here somewhere. Uh, okay, so the counties is a dictionary. Okay, so that's what's going on here. This is getting the dictionary name. Army destination must be a string. Yeah, it's a string called army destination, or that's where it's getting it from, is this thing here. So this is a string, and we're getting this from the list of, whatever its name is. When we hit start, it changes the name to, 0, 1, 2, 3, whatever. Uh, and then it's getting that. So do these ever change? I don't think they should. And look at this big long. So this is army destination dot center, county center game object. This must be in that dictionary. Where's my dictionary of counties? Yeah, it is. Okay, so I just gotta remind myself of how everything works. Where the fuck was that? That was an army movement. So what I'm thinking here is we could do like this. This. And then just call this army destination. And we could replace this so that it's just a little bit more readable, I guess. Is that what we're going for? That's only replacing two things, though. No, down here we're replacing this as well. Uh, why is that mad? Oh, no? The other thing we could do, let's go back here. Get rid of this. No, let's leave it like this for now. We'll deal with that later. We got to figure out what's going on here. So I think what's happening is I think this is thinking it's close enough, so it's setting this to false. Let's debug log this. What are we calling this thing? Is time to destination set. Is time to destination set. So this is resetting the timer as well. It will become clear soon enough. It's interesting it said time is up there because we didn't finish let the timer finish. So it's not even getting to that debug log. I'm right clicking here. It's not even getting there. Oh, look, then that all popped off when it. Okay, well, this is useless. So when I'm right clicking, it doesn't do anything. If trying to move an army is equal to true, nothing is selected, so right click does shit. No army is selected. So this is the right click. So if an army is trying to move, if selected army, so we could change this probably, make life a little bit cleaner looking. It shouldn't be re-grabbing this information, I don't think. Currently selected army equals, we need var here, this. And then we put this here and we go to here and we get rid of this. It shouldn't, I'm pretty sure it shouldn't. We got a W in there. Because this is a bunch of these, and I feel like we got something else going on here. So let's try to like simplify the code a little bit. One of the things, and I don't know if this is true or not, is that it has to hold all these in memory. So someone was telling me that you shouldn't do this all the time because you're filling up your memory with extra stuff. So I don't know what's true about that or not. So anyways, the currently selected army is true. If trying to move an army is just a local variable. So if it's trying to move is true. Okay, so this is if we left click. It's trying to move an army is false, which seems right. If trying to move an army is equal to true, and then it's going to check this next statement. Is the army selected? If it's not, it says there's no army selected. If is counting down is equal to false, if it's counting down is equal to false, currently selected army destination equals. So if it's already trying to do something, we do this, but we never put in. I hear my fan kicking in on my. Oh, it doesn't matter. If it's equal to false, did we like half do this? I think we half did this. It's going to set the destination name. It's going to. We need like an else statement in here. If it's equal to true, if countdown is equal to false, it starts the countdown. Start timer. Is counting down. We start the timer. Why aren't we starting this thing? Do we have like this is a common thing I do, is I start setting up bools that I already have a working bool for. Okay, that is set to false. False. True. Why do we need this additional one when we have this start timer? Is counting down. I guess start timer is when you start it versus is it actually in, is it counting down? Okay, and this kicks it into true right here. And then it actually starts counting down. And that's in there the thing that okay, so the main issue I think here we go is this. This needs an else in here. If countdown is equal to false, I wonder why we have all that shit in that other part. That's the problem with taking a week in between each stream. Each time, so I want, like I was saying in other streams, I want to stream everything I work every time I work on this. Just even though it's probably boring as shit, it just seems like an interesting project to look at, like when I started, and once we finish the game, how much I've learned or not learned. Lack of learning. Currently selected army is counting down equals false. If it's equal to true, we'll just put else in here. Else we need to turn off the timer. Because if it's already true, we don't want the timer to go. We want the timer to stop. And we want to turn off. No, we need, I was like, why is it mad at that? Equals false. We want the army destination. Okay, so this is giving, why did I use the name? Name is really equals name. I know why because it's the name of the selected. So we've right clicked. This actually is the same. We want to change the destination because we're resetting the move. We want to change the destination to here. So I mentioned this in another stream, I think, and I actually just mentioned it to one of my friends who's a developer. I was telling her that I don't mind bug hunts and debugging because a lot of times I notice shitty code and I fix it. Okay, so we want the start timer to be false. We want the army destination to be, because we're turning it off. So let's say we've right-clicked on, let's look at this. We've right-clicked on, what is this one called? Tillamook. We're in Portland, and we've right-clicked on Tillamook, and then we decided we changed our mind. We want the destination to be back to here. So it will be back to Portland. And then we also need to reset the timer, because the timers has already gone. So if we go back to Army movement, is time to destination set? Is this a public bool? This is the one we were just fucking with. It's a private bool. Army movement, I think, is on the army. I think we spawn it in. I guess we could look. Create army is going to tell us. Instantiate. I don't see. Where do we have this army movement thing? Probably be. Why is this attached to here? Don't ask questions about what I did in the past. I think here we can look on this. Yeah, it is. It's attached to this. This is our prefab that it's sitting up here. We should. Did I already take this off? Yeah, I did. So this is one of the things that I don't understand, and I wish I could. I've watched videos on this, and I don't quite understand it. And I've come up with a workaround that works great for me, but I think I'm doing it wrong. So basically, I think you're supposed to have an instance of. So let's go back to my select county. I think you're supposed to be running an instance of this army movement script, an instance of it. And I don't really understand instances yet. Like I've used them, but I don't know why sometimes I need them and sometimes I don't. I think it's because the instant they're not sharing variables. There's some sort of intermeshing that I don't understand. But right now, to solve this issue, it's actually not going to be that difficult because we'll stick that in the army list, and then it will be an instance. I think. We'll put it up here. This is going to be a whoops. Yeah, this is going to be a public army movement, and we're going to call it army movement and current location. So we're going to do army movement. If someone knows a better way to do this, and if someone knows a better way to do anything, tell me. It's, that's part of the reason why I'm doing this is I want to learn, and also I want to find the best way to do stuff. This is going to be new. Tell me in the comments or whatever on YouTube. So now we should get a bug here, which is fine. We're going to null this out. Doesn't matter where we put, well, I mean, it does matter, but we just needed it in the first three need to be nulled out. And then on this script is attached to this, so to the prefab. So when we instantiate this, we're going to want to put this script, we're going to want to tell it in this list, it's not null, we're going to put it in here, and I want it to be like the third thing. I think it's the third thing, right? Yep. So what the fuck are we doing? We're instantiating this, we're changing the name. Now the game object, where are we assigning the game object? Game object, oh, we're doing that during the instantiation, which makes sense. Then the next thing we need is new army timer canvas game object. That's for way down here, isn't it? Yeah. This is the child. What? Okay, so that's the thing that turns on above their head. That's fine. And so we want it after this. Let's put a note in here. This is for the text box above the armies. I said head, but it's not really their head. Their game object in the game. So then underneath that, we're going to assign the script, the army movement script attached to the game object as a component. Sure, that's not how you spell component. I do wish they had spell check. Component. What is it, an A? Component. No. Component. Here, there, it's right here. It's right here. Nint. I got an extra. Components. All right, so then we'll go new army list dot army movement is equal to, can I just do this dot get components army movements Well, we don't even need the this. I always do that. That's like a thing. Okay, so this should work. So now we have the army movement component. We're gonna need to go back to here. This bool is gonna have to be public though, because we need to set it from this other script, which is select county. Maybe I was trying to not put stuff in select county. Maybe we need to change this stuff into a function. Whatever. Currently selected army dot army movement dot is time to destination equals false. Are we doing false? Yes, false. So, yeah, if this is false, it's going to reset the time. I think now we have like extra code somewhere. You know, there's conciseness in programming is very important to everyone except for Elon Musk. Uh, so we probably need to go through and fix. You know, it'll hopefully it will fall out in the wash, as they say. Let's go back and see what this does. I think we're missing a whole bunch of shit, but let's try it anyways. Oh no, I already got rid of that. All right, we click on here, we create the army. We click on it again, we've set it moving. We got a bug at least. Hmm, a bug I'm not expecting. Army movement is time. Okay, so something happened on our spawn here. I should have called this spawn army. I think something happened here. I mean, script. And this will be easy to test because we just have to create the army and it should happen on instantiation. What? um, well, that's the problem, but now how do we fix this problem? Man, some Devo came on. Army movement. New army movement. Do I have this set up wrong? Army movement equals new army movement. Is our prefab fucked up? It's possible we don't have it in our prefab. Let's look. It's here. Just gonna see what pops up when we. Wonder why we have a collider on here. I was looking for it. I haven't created it yet. Yeah, it's on here. Okay, what am I doing wrong? Army movement, new army movement. One, two, three. One, two, three. One, two, three. We got a lot of nulls in here. Current location is a string. Destination is a string. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, these have to be okay because otherwise it would give us a bug. It would say, you know, like, hey, this can't be false. These are my two strings. This is army movement. This is the game object. All right, something weird's going on here. It's this get component thing, but I guess wonder why it doesn't like that. Because this doesn't have. Okay, create army is not all right. This isn't okay. All right, I know what's going on here because I'm dumb. Is what's going on. It's not on this component. It's on the game objects uh, that we just spawned. There we go. This thing is attached to something else. It's attached to like our controller or something. It took me a minute. So like I always, yeah, it's attached to our controller. I actually would like this not to be up here. I want it to be up here. We'll put this here. I'm very into organizing things because my shitty memory. So like I often mention when I'm programming not streaming, I take like a bazillion breaks. I would have taken like 5 breaks by this point, and I just go outside and think about something else, and then shit pops in my head. Okay, this is fine. Then we right click on itself. That worked. We go back to. I think this should be a function. Because now we also, but it's actually in army this thing. There we go. So we want to turn that off. I like to leave little gaps when we're dealing with shit like this. The readability is very important to me because otherwise it just all turns to mush in my brain. Shit, let's do it on this one. All right, timer goes. We right click, it goes away. But now we're in perpetual fuck stickery. Yeah, now it's broken forever. That's okay though. We can fix that. I wonder why I was doing it in that other spot. We really need to be able to like highlight this or something. That's I looked into that and it's actually in my thing. I just didn't like it. I was able to make this out. Oh shit, does that actually have it on there? Stop running here. If it does, it's the wrong. No, that's just a. I messed around with the outlines on the provinces and it looked really bad. So we're gonna figure out another way. The way I do it in my other game is just to switch the sprite. Like I have a sprite that's glowing and another one that isn't. But I feel like that's wrong. Once again, tell me that too. All right, I am gonna take a quick break, man. Uh, why can't I remember? Gary Newman is playing. Anyways, I'm gonna take a quick break. I know it's early, but I gotta like we fixed one thing. I need to like refresh my brain here. Let's do the break timer. It should reset itself. There we go. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I think we have extra code again, like I was saying a minute ago. I'm pretty sure there's extra code in here now. Let me turn my music back on. This is done. Then it should teleport over there. The problem is it where did it go? It puts it. Actually, I don't know how it's putting it in this list. I want it to be at the top. Maybe I'll move them over there, then mark them done. We'll figure out that pause thing later. Okay, so once we cancel out, I'm going to put OBS back up. Once we cancel out the move, we need to be able to restart it by left clicking. It should actually still be selected. It's hard to tell if it's selected, but it should still be selected. Because think about this, you might accidentally be like, "Oh, I wanted try to move to here," and you change your mind and you want it to go to here. So when we select this, it's hard to tell if it's selected right now. Maybe we should change its color when it's selected. That's what we'll do, just so that we know. We'll make it like a darker color. So select army. This is weird. How does it know? Know which is select county? I thought they were on each county had that on there. Yeah, it does. How does it know which county to make this true on? It's just what? Well, that's an issue. We should probably fix that. Like I said, I don't mind debugging because you find weird shit like this, and that it's gonna be a problem later. Do we have a county list? We got county. Is this a list or this is part of the dictionary? We can look right here. Yeah, it's a part of a dictionary, which is what we want. I wonder if that's a huge issue that's been happening this whole time. Let's just add that script in here. What is it called? County. I'm trying to think. That was select army. Yeah, how does it know? It doesn't know. Because we can be selecting anything. It's just making them all true. Yeah, let's fix that. I might be overthinking this, but I think it's wrong. So we'll do select county, new, select county, comma. We'll put this right here. Look at all that. Look at all that fun, those fun bugs. Select county equals new select county. And then those should all go away. Actually, no, they shouldn't. We'll go to one of these here. Yeah, we need this to. We're using the arrays. I use arrays all the time now that one person showed me how to use them. Like all the time. So how are we going to do this? So this is on the world map. We're gonna need this. We're gonna need to change something in a minute, anyways. I'm curious. I can hear my fan spinning. I've been having all sorts of fan issues the past couple of days, so I'm just gonna look on my task manager and see what the fuck's going on. It says it's Firefox is the issue. Fuck you, Firefox. Um, we can make this null for now because it's not going to come from here. Uh, then the fuck are we doing here? We're getting the game object for the center. Let's put a little note in here so I don't have to look at the code. Get game, yeah, whatever. Game object for center of county and assign to correct county in list. Uh, we can do it right here. We can do it right here. Right equals county list game object. So it's basically the same thing we just did on the other deal. When we might refactor this. Refactor, we might change how this looks. So instead we might create we'll have to think about this, but we're probably going to want to when we create like the population stuff. Well, I'm not even get into this, but we'll probably want to change how this works. We'll probably want to stick a script, like a spawning script in it, and whatever. We'll deal with that later. Let's stay on task. Don't get sidetracked here, Josh. Okay, so this should. Let's make sure. Select county script. This should pop off 7 times when we load the game, which means when we hit start here. This should be different, right? It might just be 7 of the same thing. No, it's got us nothing again. Why am I struggling with this today? It's so weird. The difference between streaming and programming and programming by yourself. This is the game object, right? Oh, no, it's not. Well, that's one reason. County list game object. Where did I get this? Man, that's here. That's yeah, it doesn't have that. It should bug out when that happens. It should say like, "Hey, this doesn't exist." Uh, what am I doing here? This is that's the center. We don't have the game object actually in this thing. So we're going to do this differently. We're going to cut this. We're going to. Do we want to add that to the list? I don't think we do. Not right now. Not until we have to. So we're going to create a new script and we'll have because I think we're going to need this anyways for when we do population. So we're going to have the population generated as these enable. So we're going to go back to our project. We're going to go back to a scene. We're going to create a sheet C sharp, and we're going to call this spawn county. No, we'll put it county spawn. And we're going to get this weird shit that happens every time. All right, we're going to get rid of this and this crap. And we'll put this in here. This isn't going to work though. We're going to put this on awake, I guess. No, we can't put it on awake because this is happening on awake. So we'll put this in start. Where did it go? Oh, and here it is. Start. What? You didn't work with me here, start. It's because we got this garbage in here. Let's get this garbage out of here first. There we go. This is going to say world map load. And we're actually arrays name, no. We're gonna have this is just gonna be the name because this is gonna be attached to the thing, the actual province. Select county should be this. We should just be able to get component, and then we will go to this. So on start, this is just going, and we'll put a note in here, a comments, a script to be the same as the script attached to the county in the inspector. That's not necessary. All right, so let's go put this script on these things. I accidentally clicked on that. So we should be able just to do that and then dump this on here. No. County spawn. Didn't this happen? Yeah, this happened last time. It wouldn't let me put them all on one. Maybe I can just do this if I do it down here. Okay, now they're all on here. And I don't like this. Let's put this down here. like I said, I like this stuff. Oh, but I'm gonna have to do this on each one. Come on, individually. This is very touchy. Yeah, individually. That's a bummer. Wouldn't let me move that one. Guess we'll go down through each one here and do that. I'm saving over and over again. I just want all the scripts to be in a similar spot so I can find them. Come on, it's so touchy. Is there like a move down button? There is. We'll just use that instead since it's too touchy. There we go. I've saved that 37 times. Now let's hit start again. Well, I hope that that works. We didn't get any bugs. So back to what we were doing when I got sidetracked because we needed to fix that. That was create army. No, that was select army. So this should be okay. So let's say, so what happens when we hit start? What does our first left click give us? So this is if we select an army, but what happens if we've never selected a county yet? It seems to think that we already know something here. Trying to move an army equals true. We need. Okay, so wait, it knows because we have to click on a county to generate an army. So it already has. So if we click currently selected county, did we do the right thing? Select county, yeah. Currently selected county. This is going to be individually. Now we've kind of fucked shit up by doing that because, like, try to move army. Man, now we just made it worse. I think we did make that worse. Well, we didn't. We probably think we have to take that out. What all that we just did. We want this. Why is this attached to each one then? Oh, because each one needs we need the left click response. So are they all interacting with the same script? I'm gonna go back to my county thing and say in here, we may be able to remove this. This might not be necessary. So let's think about this. Let's think how this like flows in the game. So you hit start. You start the game. You click this. So you've now have it saved somewhere. The name of the province you've clicked on is saved somewhere. And then you go create army. Saved in memory is what I mean. To get to that. But if you click here, this is also has different. So let's undo this. And I think we already put like you can't create stuff here. Yeah, you don't own this, so you can't spawn that. I don't even remember what bug we were trying to fix. Select army. we get that. I got it here and I got sidetracked. I was like, "What is this?" So does this change? Oh, I remember what we're trying to do. We're trying to reset everything. So first off, we don't know if something's selected. So let's rewind back to what we were doing. Uh, we want to change the color of the army when we select it so we know if it's selected. So let's say currently selected army name equals name is selected is true. We just need to be able to see that this is. Don't we have a game object in here? Color. There's a way to do this. Game object. It's a component. It's like the sprite renderer. Yeah. Whoop, not on there. Sprite renderer. Sprite. Please. Render. Color equals, and you can, there's like built-in colors. Black, blue, clear. Let's do cyan. That sounds, I don't think we're. Okay, then let's test this. Let's test this. So when we click on this, it should, whoa. Well, that worked. It's very, very bright. What is its original color? This weird. We need to save that original color somewhere so we can go back to it. We'll put that in the list again. We will put that here. And we'll put color, I think. Whoa. Color with the capitals, color, new color, comma, stop it. And then we'll do color equals new color, comma, and then we'll go back to our, it should tell us right here. We're gonna go null. It's number 2 here. Oh, I can't null the color. What is our options? We'll do blue. I got something weird going on here because I typed in some garbage. So is this gonna spawn it as blue though? Which is fine if that happens. No, it changes it to the same color, so that's fine. We want. See, this is one of the things we probably could put. Oh, these are all different though. This is where we could put. We could do this here. Well, let's not worry about it. I was gonna try to shorten this to just be army, but what we can do here, inst.parse name color equals and so now we've stored this color in here. I know it was blue before, and then we're going to change the color to this. Then when we deselect, What is your problem? I must have hit something weird. When we deselect this, we'll put a little note in here too. Store old color for later usage. When we deselect this, which we actually, I don't know if we ever deselect it. Which we probably should. You have right clicked on an army, which doesn't do shit right now, which is what we want. If we left click, what does it currently do if we left click on a province? Does it deselect the army? I don't think it does, and I think we probably want it to. So we select this thing. Yeah, it should deselect the army, I think. Maybe? I mean, does it matter? I don't think it matters, honestly. Okay, it is deselecting this. Nothing is selected, so right click does shit. So when we're left clicking around, it does already deselect it. So we need to find where it's doing that and change the color back. Where's that it doesn't do shit thing? Okay, so army panel is turned off. Color text, population, if this equals that, the population, and else this equals that. Trying to move army is false. So yeah, left clicking unselects the thing. Do we tell it though that it's deselected? So under army we have is army selected? So this is if it's selected and we're right clicking. This is we select the army and it equals true. Yeah, we never tell it that it's not selected. So we need to fix that first with up here. Um, this is just some temp bullshit for just some temp bullshit to not allow you to look at province or counties you don't own. We need to turn that's up here though. So let's do armies. So what would it select armies? See, this is once again, this is calling the not from the list, but from the thing. Do we want that to? I'm so confused. I've confused myself. This is what I get once a week. I had all these ideas and now I've forgotten all of them. Uh, is army selected equals false. And then we need to do color equals, no, we need game object dot get component sprite renderer. Look at this. Equals color. See, this is fucking me up. And I don't know why. I was like, we want. We just added this. Oh no, we added army movement in there. Okay. Select army is on here though. Oh, right, that's the prefab. Select army is on here. I don't know if we need to know which one that is. It's like all my programming knowledge has gone out the window today. Value cannot be null. Yeah, so this is the... It's talking about this thing. It doesn't know what the fuck that is. This doesn't get set till later. Let's cut that. When does this get set? Man, I'm back to that Cure song again. Currently selected army is here. Let's say, actually, let's put this back, but inside a thing. Just so I don't have to, I might accidentally copy over it is my fear. Yeah, because I haven't clicked anything yet for it to do this when I select the, man, my brain is not working today. Going backwards. I've been working on this other game that's 3D now, and it's fucking just like a whole new world of pain. Okay, so we click on this, so we need to be able to change. We need to deselect that thing. I know how to do it. No, that's not going to work. I was going to say we could just put an if statement in there. If it's selected, then we do this. But that's not going to work because it still doesn't know. Um, and I think we all want them to all be referencing the same thing. Currently selected county. This always exists. Currently selected county name. So we can put a bool in here. A private bool. I think we're going to actually have to be interacting with it from afar. So, you know what? I always start with private. So let's start with private bool. Has an army been selected? And then in here, if has an army been selected is equal to true, then we do this. Anyway, we got a little thing in here. Else, debug. No army has been selected, so this is not clearing the selected army. Shit. Shit. So that will make so this will work if this is set to true. It defaults to false. So this has to be a public. Like I was originally thinking here, public. This might be one of those instances though where I'm just trying to solve my issues with bools. This should be set then at the very. We'll put it right here. World. Oh, come on. Words. World map load dot select. Nope. Nope. Yeah, we don't want these all to be specifically. We want this to be just one. We don't want instances. Has an army been selected equals true. Then back to here. We also need this to be false. Has an army been selected equals false. Jesus fucking Christ. Hey, how is this down to one warning? There's a bug that this thing always says, but it usually says that there's two of them. I already know that, like, I'm getting into the terrible spaghetti code here, and we just got started. Okay, so this actually works. At least we know that this thing is selected now. And we can create two armies. That's still that's an issue. Okay, so and that we did all that because I was having issues understanding when now we have more things that can go wrong though. All right, so next the thing we were working on originally when I did that, we hit this, we create army. The army is not selected at this point. So if we right click on this, oh, we get a bug. Let's see why. I was right clicking just on. Has an army been selected? Needs to be this. Man. Well, at least we have that variable. This is right clicking. I wonder why that. Huh. I think we might have like a double variable going on here, like two variables doing the same thing with this trying to move an army. Currently selected. Did I just put this in here? I did. I just put this in here. That's the issue. I just added that, I think, 5 minutes ago. I don't think we actually need this. It's trying to move an army, I think, is the same. I think it does the same thing. I'm almost positive it does the same thing. So just because I actually like this one's name better. Okay, then we need this to be false. Why? All right, we may have just made this worse, but let's trying to move an army. Let's see what bugs we get here. There we go. And then we're back to this thing. Is, wait, what did we call it? Is in it, what the fuck? I just set it up. Has, not is, has. Oh, we're putting this in here twice. My music stopped. Stupid YouTube asking me if I'm doing something. This is in here twice, huh? Well, we definitely don't need this just commented out. It's in here twice. Jesus Christ. I'm like everything is falling apart. If I had done this earlier, my memory wouldn't be so like it's completely gone. I have no memory of working on this last time. Click on this thing. Right click on this thing. It should have actually turned that off. See, now it thinks it's not selected, which actually it's not. I'm just sitting here now. I'm confused what the bugs are. Oh, there's a bug. We can make it go. We can make it go when it shouldn't go. I don't know what if we fixed or I don't know what the fuck we just did. I don't like this being right here though. I don't know why. I just don't. I like things in certain orders. Okay. All right. I was looking at this like, wait, what about the color thing? But that's the army one. I don't know if we just went in a giant circle. I think we might have just went in a giant circle and got back to where we were started with a different named variable. Man, I'm still recovering from Friday night. It blows my mind. 6 beers. That's it. Let's get rid of this thing. Let's get rid of this thing. I don't remember what this stuff is, so we'll get rid of that as well. I don't even know what's the next step. My brain is completely used in worthless. All right, let's set this. Let's go through the beginning here. Let's pretend like we're playing this game. Let's do the basic run through. If we click on here, we should be able to not make an army. Perfect. If we click on here, we should be able to create an army. The army has been created. We'll click on here, and now it's been selected, we think. Probably should put a debug thing that shows that, but then if we click to here, it should move. This timer should go. But if we want to cancel it, we can click to there, and so on the same province, it's been canceled. It's still selected, which is what we want. I think it's still selected. That was like one of the points. We'll click to here. So now we're broken. I right clicked here, and it's broken. Does it think it's Okay, so that's what we got to figure out. What's going on there? So after we right click to bring itself, where are we on? Select county is what we want. If army has been selected equals true, it's going to run through all this stuff. We don't get a debug log, so I'm betting. What do we got here? We got an extra. What? I guess it wasn't an extra one. We just had some. And another Gary Newman song. Okay, I see now. I just wanted to make sure that which one was missing. I mean, I guess it would always be the last one. All right, let me think this through again. Let's do this again because I need to put a debug log somewhere, and I'll probably take a quick break here too. Uh, create army. Click on the army. You right click, it starts going. You left click and it stops. But then if you left click again, it doesn't do anything at all. Yeah, we're not getting any kind of reaction from left clicking, or right clicking, I mean. And it should be something somewhere. It should be saying some debug thing. You know, nothing is selected, so it's not doing shit. So there's an easy way to start kind of figuring out what's going on here, I think. We can start by this. Whoops. Okay, so is army selected? Debug. Has an army been selected? These are very similar terminology here. I don't know if I like that. They're in different areas though. We're missing like one bool somewhere, I think is what's happening. We just need to flip it. And well, you know, it's set to true or something, and we need to flip it to false. So we go here, we right click here. Oh, and then we get a bug. It's probably this thing that we just created. Uh, I see. Is army selected? Where did I copy this from? I mean, we can just put currently selected army. It should be right here. Has army been okay? Well, that was I don't know where I copied that from. I'm just wondering, did I copy it from like right here? I don't know. All right, back to one more. All right, so it's going. We're gonna right click here. Is army selected equals true? Has an army been selected equals true? Okay, so it thinks these are true. We need a space somewhere. So if it's right clicking, it thinks this is true. So it's getting past this. It thinks this is true. Is counting down equals false? I bet you it's this needs to be set to false somewhere. Is counting down. See, I hate when this does this. I need to look at that next line, motherfucker. Yeah, it's gonna be this because we also don't look this else doesn't have a thing. It doesn't have a debug log or anything, so that's why because we're getting spit out nothing. So we should probably put something in there, but let's double check this. I saved that, right? I did not. Let's go back. I'm patiently waiting. There we go. And then I'm going to take a smoke after this. Man, I used to love Gary Newman. I still like it, but it just not as much as I used to. Okay, so that works. Is counting down is false. Well, not anymore. Is counting down is true. So that's what's going on. It's going. This is true. So it's hitting this. It's start fine. Man, what? This isn't. Oh, this is ministry. Early ministry. I used to be in college. I uh, did the college radio station, and they were like ministry. I liked before this, but they wanted someone to do an industrial show, and I didn't know anything about industrial. They're just like, here's industrial music. They're like, here's this giant cabinet full of industrial music, and just play it for 4 hours. And so I would just pull out these records at random and listen to them. Most of them were awful, but occasionally you would hit this the some sweet industrial music. Anyways, I'm gonna take a quick break. All right, I'm back. And I got to take a piss, but I'm not going to take one because I don't feel like it right now. Let's put my music back on, some ministry. Uh, okay, so I was thinking outside. Sometimes it's easy to get demoralized when you're programming, and I find that the key is to just start programming again. It's like a relationship. You know, when you get out of a relationship, they're always like, just get back up on the horse. You know, and there's plenty of fish in the sea. That bullshit. It's the same as that. So let's see. So what we got going here? This is true. So it's going to here where we're turning off. What does this else statement even do? This is what we just. This is what we just. So this is easy. This is an easy fix. We just need to have this uh, currently uh, dot is counting down equals false. That's what we were missing with this whole thing. I should probably put a comment in here saying what this does. This resets everything so the army can start counting down to move again. We also should probably put a debug log in here just so that we know what the fuck this is. Debug counting uh, movement has been reset, I guess. I think that's all we need. We'll figure it out here. It will tell us. It will always tell us. The other thing I've noticed is that, like, if you're really stuck, in my opinion, just start debug logging fucking everything. It doesn't even if you're in the wrong area, man. It just, okay, here we go. We right click here, the timer comes up. We right click here, the timer goes away. We right click here, and the timer comes back up. Let's see if it actually works, though. And then we still have this issue where I can click again. And right now I'm going to leave all of these debugs. I slowly take these out because they fill up too much shit. But if I think we're getting there. We just solved one major problem, and with a bunch of extra shit that we didn't need to do. We went down the false path, the road less traveled. Oh, like I always say, I think I'm like the funniest dude ever, but no one else does. All right, I want to hear this ministry song again. Um, Revenge is what it's called. I used to be a huge ministry fan. I still am. I still like it. Mine is a terrible thing to taste. All that shit. I had this roommate who was like really into ministry's earlier stuff. The earlier stuff is not great. I'm wondering what this black bar is right here. What is this? How did I get over here? What is this whole section? Get out of here. Go back to here. I like to look at this. Okay, what the fuck are we doing? So we right click now. So after it's been, let's do this again, and let's see where we need to start worrying again, because we might be able to solve all of these issues, and then we can push to main, and everything will look great. Well, we create an army. We click on the army. We right click the army. The timer goes off. We just have some arbitrary number in here right now that it has to count up to. It goes. And then it's supposed to have reset everything because it's got there. We right click. Okay, so now, okay, so this is the issue. We know what the issue is. Let's let this go. Man, that thing popped off a little early, didn't it? I know what the issue is. The issue is that it's not finished. Well, I'll show you on this one. We didn't want to have to wait. Yeah, we didn't want to have to wait. Um, that's what this close enough bullshit is. We didn't want to have to wait for it to finish its smooth, damp movement because it takes too long for it to like smoothly get there. It it's like you have to wait for a long time. So that's why it works sometimes when we wait. So that's why we put in this close enough thing. But the close enough thing isn't working. Turn off the ability to move when the army has. So this is kind of what we were trying to do with this. So up to this point, smooth damp is working up to like right here, and then this is not working because what we wanted to turn off this move thing. Where's that checked? If move equals true, I think we want a coroutine in the if statement below. Why? Fucking notes that don't make sense. If move equals true, it's able to move. If this is close enough. So remember, if the army has got close, this said if before. Turn off the ability to move if the army has gotten close to its destination. If look at this big long pile of shit here. Okay. All right. If the county's position, the center of the county's position is equal to transform position of this, movement is false. So that's if it, okay, so that's considered, so this is, no, turn off the ability to move. This is a stupid comment. Let's reframe this. This just says, if the army gets to the center of the county, its move is considered done. So this works. If so, this is working. If so, so imagine when we're running. We'll just do it. We'll just do it. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll put a debug log in there so we can really visualize what's going on here. We'll put in debug. How do you do the debug error thing? Oh, is it right here? Oh, that's cool. Warning. I've never used that before. I want to, though. Debug log. Army is at its destination. Move is... Okay, so we'll be able to visualize this happening in real time. Fuck you, come on. I should probably turn off this debug. Let's turn off this. We don't need this shit right now. It just fills up our shit. There's so much commented out stuff. Go. Go. Oh. Alright, we create an arm. Whoops, we have to select something. So at least we have a bug thing in there. What's that called? Like a fallback or something? We created an army. We click on the army. What were we doing? Okay, we're going to click on here. So this is what we're going to watch for. We're going to watch for when that move thing pops off. Because it's not going to... Smooth damp is going to slow it down. See how long that took for it to actually kick off? I actually thought something was broken. Let's do it one more time. Because here's the issue that we were trying to fix. And I think we can fix this quite easily, actually. We select this, we move this to here. We gotta wait our minute. It's not really a minute. Boom. We see how long we're having to wait? Because it's still moving a tiny, tiny bit, and now it's there. I'm pointing. You can't even see my arm. I'm pointing to my screen with my hand. Okay. Um, so we go back to army movement, and so this was what we were trying to solve here, was by having this. The army is close enough so we don't have to wait for that minuscule amount of movement. So this is the thing. So it's slowing down so much that we can't even tell it's moving, but it's still moving. So that's why we put in this distance equals whatever, and then a close enough was 0.1. But I think what we want to do here is put this move equals false when it's close enough. I think that's what we want to do. I could be full of shit. I mean, it's happened in the past. Like one time I was wrong my whole life. We want this thing. No, that's not going to tell us shit. What will tell us shit is if we click here, we click here, we click here, and then when it starts getting close, we should be able to start a new thing. So that looks pretty close. Now, what about if we do it? Yeah, so this is another issue. This now we're Johnny Cash. This is a pretty good song, actually. Hurt, Johnny Cash's Nine Inch Nails cover. I should just play this music. I'm not gonna probably monetize this. I don't know. It's a long story. I'll get into it one day. So basically, we want this move while it's in transit. We want to turn off the ability to do anything. So while it's moving, which is up here, if move equals true, it goes to move. We need it up here somewhere be like, hey, no, you can't do shit. And I think that's what we were trying to do with this if move equals true, but is time to destination set equals false? Is counting down equals false? So what we need to do, so let's do that one more time just to make sure. I'm getting all excited because we're getting close to getting rid of the final. These aren't really bugs; they're more like features that we need to have involved. I guess no, this is a bug. All right, we're gonna move it to here. Oh, wait, what, 30 seconds? Less than 30 seconds. It's not. Yeah, so we can do that. The minute the move kicks off, we need to be able to turn off our right click shit. So it doesn't do anything. What we need to do is deselect the. Really? Will that just do it? Let me think here. No, we don't want to deselect it because we want it. We want to be able to can't. Oh wait, we do want to deselect it. Once. That was a weird noise I just made. Uh. So this turns on the ability for it to move? No, it doesn't. This starts the movement. And we're calling it a token. I call them tokens in this other thing that I was working on. Um, we need to deselect. So that means though you're gonna have to reselect it to move it again, which isn't the end of the world. Is army selected equals false? You know what we could do is we could change. Yeah, we're gonna turn that into a property. Before I forget, I already know I'm gonna forget that. Turn is army selected into a property so the color changes depending on if it is true or false. I put a semicolon and then I tried to save it. Okay. Oh, this is another good song. Did I save that? I did. I don't know if this is gonna do what we want it to. Our code's a fucking mess at this point. All right, it moves the. What happens if we click here? We actually don't want it to do that. But right now, that's not the end of the world. um, we want it to reset to move to here. Yeah, so no army is selected. So that actually works. The color's wrong, but we'll fix that in like 2 seconds. Let's fix this thing. So if we go to you, property should get ugly in here. Uh, now they're like, man, I'm getting like some good music. 45 Grave. I used to own that album, that record, and would just play. I played it so much it was just trash. Uh, so this is gonna be a property. So this is going to be. Oh wait, there's a way we want to change this though. We want to go to here first. We want to rename this to capital. Then we're going to rename this one back to just, let's hope that that renamed. Okay, so this is right. This is we want this to look like that. It renamed everything. We're going to go to here. What is this thing? It's a bool. And then what do we do? I never can remember a getter setter's look, and I have to look up another one. I had another one somewhere. Remember I saw it earlier and I was like, what? There's one. All right, I'm just going to tear this out and put it over here so I can see it. And then we're going to go back to here. Get. Return is army selected. And then set is army selected equals value. Then this is like a perfect time to use a getter setter. Getter setter. We don't need to look at that anymore. If is army selected is equal to false, color equals no. How do we do this? We need to change. You know, we could do, instead of that random color, we could just pick two colors just to make our lives easier. Game object dot get component sprite renderer color equals color blue. And then if it equals true, Well, I guess we can just put else down here. Whoops. And we'll put cyan here. Cyan. Cyan's so bright. Then we'll go back. So it's going to start out blue. It's going to change the color of the army, but we don't give a shit right now. This is just all everything's temporary. This is going to be blue, which is fine. I mean, that doesn't really matter. We had to put a color in there. Let's look for color. We're in an endless stream here. Okay, here it is. Color equals cyan. We don't need this shit. We don't need any of this shit anymore. And you know what we also don't need is we don't actually even need this in here. Let's put a note on this that what this is for. What the fuck is this song? Oh, this is The Damned. It's a song I've never heard before. We'll just skip it for now. Some days I'm into listening to new music. This property currently just changes the color of the army so we know if it is selected or not. We can get rid of this shit though. We don't need it anymore. Then we can get rid of this. The less is better. What else you got? Yeah, we don't need this shit anymore. Less code is better. Okay, now let's try this again. What's your problem? We didn't save this. Sometimes I use this save all thing, not very frequently though. So if my calculations are correct, this thing should start out as like a blue color, and then it should change to cyan. Like when we first click. Yeah, that's the problem. Doesn't it start out as false though? I guess. Yeah, this thing isn't. No, this is the wrong thing. This is just something. We need this to be. Yeah, this hasn't been a. Let me think here. Can we move? Can we put a property in a different area? Does it have to be inside this thing? Can we put it like over here? It would be up here actually. Um, no, this is. It would be. Come, get out of here. No, it would be after this. Gotta think. I'm So if army, so when we spawn the army, this is getting basically set to false, and but it hasn't this game object. Yeah, this game object is this game object, but it hasn't been set yet. Um, where's my spawn create army? I really should rename this the spawn army. When did this pop off? Like right away? Let's look again. Or was it when I clicked? Oh, we're still in the play thing here. Create. Yeah, so it's when I click the create army button that it doesn't know this is wrong. So we click that button. And is army selected is getting set here. But at this point, it doesn't know what this is. It hasn't been instantiated yet. So this game object hasn't been instantiated yet. So that's why it's having this issue. So how do we fix that? Because this would really make life easier if this just turned on automatically when it was turned on and off. Because we could physically see when that's changing, and so that would help us debug shit later too. I mean, we probably should have done this first. It would have helped earlier. Uh, but how do we make this so this? So this is not a mono behavior. It's just a class, which is what I assumed. But um, so we need to get the game object that we need to change this. But how do we get this component? If this thing isn't attached to the game object, we would get it through here. But this thing doesn't exist yet. We're like in a catch-22. Is there a way we can move this somewhere else? Like I was saying earlier, can we put this? No, because it needs, well, if we put this, like, let's say right here, will these errors go away? No, because we would need this. All right, that's not going to work. We need this to be here, but we need to be able to set this game object. We need to assign this game object some other way. And this isn't a mono behavior. Maybe I can't do it this way. I already took out all that other stuff. Yeah, because I'm trying to think. Is there like, is this? It's not assigned to anything. Could we put like some sort of bool in here that says, if this is the first run, skip this shit? Can I do that? Like a local bool in here? Maybe I can. Let's put it down here. And then it's equal to true. Use of unassigned local variable. It's getting used right here. Uh, First run equals false. This seems like I'm doing something very stupid. Someone's probably screaming as they see this. They're like, "What the fuck is this?" Oh, do I need to tell this it's false to begin with? Well, then we're just gonna be in or true. Whoops, I need an equal sign in there. This will always be true then, though. Yeah, that's not gonna do me any good. Can I put it out here? If the value is false, which is what it should be the first time it runs. Let's go back to here. If the value is false, which is what it should be the first time it runs, it's going to try to do this. Oh, can I do this? And game object is not equal to null, to billboard, to null. Can I do this? Is this like I said, someone was probably screaming in agony at what is going on here? Uh, Else do this. No, we need this to else if. I've never used an else if. Is equal to true in game up, and then if we put down here, can we put a final else down here? Does that how this shit works? I don't know. Debug log game object is null. Period. No, in the is army selected property. Is this how else ifs work? Is this gonna do me correctly? I don't know. I mean, that should work, right? I almost never, if it's not equal to null, I almost never use the null thing, but I know that it's useful. Is that blue? That's blue. That's blue. Okay, so that works, but we need to switch this. Um, New army list dot game object dot get component sprite renderer dot color equals color dot blue. We just want this just sets it to its basic color. This just sets it to its its basic starting color. So when it instantiates, it does that so that it's blue to start with. Jesus Christ. I need to use that if it's not null more frequently. Man, it's already 1 o'clock. I meant to start earlier too, but I didn't get out of bed. Didn't do shit. I have like 12 little things to do and I just keep procrastinating. All right, so now that's the correct blue. Turns cyan. So if this thing is false, it should now be blue. No army is selected. Boom, it's selected again. See, there's always a solution, and I know I mention this all the time, but I also work in IT, and in IT is the same troubleshooting things. There's always a solution, and it like sometimes it seems impossible. I think I'm just gonna call that this is good enough for now. Everything seems to be working. Yeah, I can't move it. Yeah, we did it. I feel like there's like half the code is unnecessary at this point. I'm checking to see like if other things are changing correctly. And currently you can move anywhere on the map, which is not what we want, but eventually we'll work on that too. We should have done this much later. Yeah, this works. We've debugged it all. Now we need to put a note in here. What was the thing I said we wanted to do? Oh, so I'm sick of the army movement. Oh, we didn't check this pausing time fucked up. Let's see what happens. Oh, I think I remember what happened. Oh, we can't do it there. Oh, say I paused it and then I unpaused it and this thing starts. So that seems to work. Paused it here. I think this is the fucked up part. No? Maybe we accidentally fixed it. I'm just gonna pause it a bunch and unpause it a bunch of times, trying to fuck shit up. I don't know, it seems to be working. Time's still passing. I think we solved it somehow. I think something else fixed it. I don't know, it seems to be working. Let's mark it as done. We can always reopen it. Oh wait, we're gonna do this differently now. We're gonna move this to done, then because I want it at the top, and then we're going to. This seems to have fixed itself, and we'll close that fucker. And bug hunt. I think we found all of the bugs and fixed them. Oh shit. I didn't do it. I didn't do it right. Where the fuck does it go? I don't know. What is this like sorted by? Like, how is it putting that there? It's not alphabetical. It's not in order of the bug. Why does it stick it in the middle? Like, what the fuck? I was trying to see if there's a way, like, you could sort it by... we just did this. We did this with much... We did this with much effort. Oh, shit, though. We want to put this over here. Whoa. First. Okay, but we got to write... Well, maybe we'll do that right now. Because we're going to push this all over. And then next time we can do the beautification... Not beautification, livelycation. It's basically we're going to make a bunch of lists that are attached to each province that have the population. That way, when we create an army, you'll actually pick who goes into the army and how big the army is. At the beginning, like I said, I think the population, what we'll do is we'll have like it start at 10, but as you explore that county, you'll get people joining you. And we also, you know, so like think about Dominions 5. On your first turn, you can attack somebody if you're ballsy in Dominions 5. We kind of want that ability to happen. We want the player to have a ton of choices. So we'll make the capitals start out with 10 people, but these ones will start out with, like, you know, random between, you know, 3 and 7 or something. But that's a whole nother thing we're going to do there. But one of the things that we got to add to our list here is instead... we'll do army movement instead of stopping. I just don't want to work on this anymore right now. Instead of stopping the army movement when an army is already scheduled to move and you click on another and you right click on another province, it should restart the timer. This is a long title. It should restart the timer and destination to the new right clicked province. Can we just do that right now? I feel like that's not... Maybe we should. How terrible will it be? It'll be awful. Let's not do it right now. Let's come back to it. It's not a bug. It's a feature. We'll put this towards the top. Let's do this. County improvements is what we're gonna do next. Before here, army AI army creation, resources such as gold, food. So this is gonna be about before this. Heroes. So I want to do, like, your leader is going to be a hero. So we probably want, before we do this, we're going to want leader creation. I'm going to put this, get out of here. I'm going to convert this to an issue. Man, imagine if you work for someone else as a programmer. They would be like, no, you have to do this first. I don't want to do that. So this leader creation is going to be before heroes. So heroes will be like, think of Total War, you know, spies, or in Dominions as well, like spies, diplomats, scientists, things like that. Combat. At this point, I think we're probably going to want to have the camera working. Fix Ulmatilla's weird spots. We probably should. So we actually did this. We just did this right now. So we can put this here. Let's leave it there. Let's put a note on it, though. We have the color changing currently as a temporary fix. Let's just do this. We'll comment this. That province feed, or this is actually county feedback. We do need that because it is hard to tell if you have it selected. Day and night cycle, seasons. This is pretty much the same. We have this both. These two things are that will be solved at the same time. Uh, we just don't know. Figure out how canvas scaling works. Yeah, I don't know what that. And that's way down the list. Okay, so we've added some and we've taken some off. We'll work on county improvements next time. When I say county improvements, that's actually probably not what we're thinking here. Did I have a description? For example, a farmer mine. That's not what we're going to work on next time. We're going to work on county population, um, biomes, biomes, and biomes, and secret locations. This is what we're going to do next time. And we'll put this at the top. County improvements are kind of part of that, but it's that's going to happen next. This will be fun. This will because we'll pick some names off the internet, so they will randomly generate people's names like John Smith or whatever. It'll be great. But let's fix this README while we're here, and before I call it a day. And I opened it already. Everything's saved. Once we do that, we'll push and um, we'll push and merge to main, and which is good. So it's funny. I had someone's so was watching this repo right when I first after the first stream, and they recently stopped watching it, and I think it's because they thought it was inactive because they're only looking at the main branch, uh, which I'm fine with. People should know to check the branches. They also could have seen that the issues were growing. That could, that's all speculation. Anyways, so this is the repository. I want to spell check for me. Maybe I have to like tools spell checking or something. Get tools and features. Do they have a spell check? Can I search? No. Well, I'll deal with that later. It's interesting that this is. Because that's what that warning is talking about. All right, well, we'll deal with all of that later. This repository contains the open source code for the streams that Lord Haywire does on his Guild by Dev Twitch channel, Twitch and YouTube channels. And then you got to do this dumb thing. I can't even remember how it works. This is markup, so you got to do this. Oh wait, we want it to be like this. Markup. And then we put this in here. And then we put in here my Twitch channel. My other Twitch channel. That one, which we're gonna see me streaming there. I think I was quick enough to get it out of there. It just seems weird. What did I do? Did I close my and YouTube? We're gonna do this YouTube thing. /@ killed by dev. I think if I put this here, it doesn't. If I put a, I'm not as familiar with markup as I am with nothing else. I was gonna say as I am with. Uh, why is this a different color? Oh, because we're missing the HTTPS. Uh, we're missing this. Okay, and I want to put thanks to people. We'll make it 3. Thanks to the following people, and I want to put what's the guy's name? Foo something. I gotta look in my videos here. Without playing them. Last thing we want. Well, I guess you guys can't hear that anyways. Uh, content. What? It's the guy who helped me with the arrays. His name is Fublaz. And if he ever sees this, he can feel free, and I'll put a link for him if he wants. Uh, for the array help tutorial training array. No, we'll just put his name in here. If your name is in here, no, fuck it, we won't. Who gives a shit? So that will be the first person on there. This is a repository open source for the stream, for the game creation streams that Lord Hayward does on his Killed by Death Twitch and YouTube channels. Thank you to the following people, because he really like him walking me through how to do arrays. So they just seem kind of dumb to me and not very useful. And then him walking me through it. So there was another guy's name. He rated my channel, so I should put his name in here, but I can't remember what it was. I wonder if I can look. I don't think I can. I can't. Anyways, so I thought arrays were kind of dumb and not very useful, and then he walked me through. He's like, you need an array that, well, another guy said it, which I can't remember his name. He was like, you need an array there, and then this guy walked me through how to make one, and now like I said, I use them all the time, and I now see their value, which I didn't see before. So I think we're good to go for today. Next time we'll be able to do some much more fun. So let's push this shit. Let's make sure this is saved, and we'll close it, because I always close it first. And then we'll close this fucking thing. We'll close it for real. The Unity hub kind of sucks. Kind of makes me mad. Fix all the bugs in army movement. Commit that shit. And then we'll push. Then we will create a pull request. Man, now Devo's playing? We got some good shit going on tonight. Army movement. Basic timer and army movement has been completed. Create our pull request. And now, oh, I put this. I was curious how this protecting the merge thing would work. I put that there, so we'll do it. Merge pull request, and I want to delete my branch. All commits will be added to the base branch via merge commit. So I've never done it with protected main branch. Squash and merge. The 6 commits from this branch will be combined into one commit in the base branch. Rebase and merge. The 6 commits from this branch will be rebased and added to the base branch. None of this means anything to me. All commits from this branch will be added to the base branch via merge. That's probably the one we want. Uh, close pull request. Isn't there a button that you can push to blow away the... Why are these all red? um, to blow away the branch that I'm... Like, I want to delete the branch. I thought there was a way. I have a friend who's really knows like all the ins and outs of Git, but it's hard to ask him questions because he just thinks I'm an idiot because um, do I need to put a comment here? Close pull. I want to commit it. Yeah, I guess I have to put a comment in here. Uh, uh, bypassed protection because I am king. There we go. Commits. Now what? Oh, that's comments, not commits. Okay, well, what happens if I close it? Merge pull request. I'm gonna do it. I mean, what's the worst thing? We could lose all of our code. Uh, confirm merge. Delete branch. Here we go. Now let's hope we didn't fuck this all up. It's like this is your version control, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can just ruin your whole life. Okay, here we go. So main has been done there. This is gone, and so there on here, I think I need to like do this. We need to go to here and like rebase this shit or something. Yeah, because it's wrong. And there we go. Now we're good for another. Oh, look at all these errors popping off here. Oh, like these aren't open. What's going on? Let's go to my. Now this stuff's here, shitbag. Why is this thing all freaked out? It's just not open, man. Those files just aren't open. I vaguely remember this happening before. I'm just gonna double check. If I just caused a disaster, I want to make sure that I know that the disaster has happened. Uh, I don't think I have. I think I did things right. Are you opening Unity Hub? It's all learning. This takes a little bit of time. This takes actually a surprisingly large amount of time. If worst comes to worst, I could always pull out that. I deleted that branch, but we should be able to pull it back. God, now I gotta take a piss pretty bad. I feel like we really accomplished something today. Next time will be more fun because, like I said, we'll be putting like names of people in there and stuff. We'll create our lead. Maybe we should create the leader first. So the leader is going to be a hero that you can lose. So I want to do it kind of like CK3 or CK2, where the leader can be killed, and you have to like set it. You have to pick a person, you know, what you might call it. You got to pick a heir to the throne. It's not going to be a throne, not at the beginning at least. All right, are you guys going to freak out here, or was that just it was just mad about something else? All right, it must have just been because this wasn't open. We seem to be okay. I should only have one branch now. No, we still have this branch, but I think I can blow this branch away. How do I do that? Man, my knowledge of pull then push. There's a way to do this. Get manage branches. I mean, I already deleted it from the main thing. I thought it was just sync. Maybe you keep them in a local branch. I don't really want that though. Let's. What happens if we fetch? What is it? Does it tell me what this is gonna do? And tell me shit. That's probably this button right here. No, that's pull. Fetch. Maybe it's just because it's a local branch. Can I just delete it? Someone's like, no, don't, what are you doing? Okay, I just deleted it. Who gives a shit? It's saved somewhere, right? Okay, turn these warnings off. Close. I like my shit clean, you know? All right, we're all set for today. Thank you for joining me. I will be streaming. I really wanted to stream this yesterday and today because I know we are gonna get to the more fun stuff, but I just didn't. I didn't have time. I drank those 6 beers, which, like I said, in the good old days, I could drink 6 beers any day of the week, every day of the week, no problem. Now I drink 6 beers on a Friday, and the next day I'm too exhausted and burned. Um, Look at this random range we put in here. 1 to 1,000. It's just random shit. Uh, but anyways, that is it for me today. Thank you for joining me. Talk to you next time. Bye.